Chris Jones, at 37 years old, used to live in his house trailer in remote areas of Holland, Arkansas. He had a white picket fence surrounding his property and a large creek near him. On April of 2006, he just came back from hospital with a severe case of gout that had struck both of his legs, making it impossible to walk. He was using 2 crutches to move around. On April 5th, friends and family went to visit Chris. They found the front door closed but not locked, and his crutches were leaning on his favorite chair. His vehicle was parked in his driveway and nothing appeared to be moved or stolen. One of his cousins who was at the scene stated it was obvious he was carried out of there, but we don't know how, who, or why. There were continuous ground and air searches for Chris, but nothing was found. He had a daughter who was away at the time of his disappearance. She died 3 months after in a car accident. Friends and family thought if Chris was in a fine condition, he would attend his daughter's funeral, but he never showed up, which proved to people something bad happened to Chris. He was never found and nobody knows what happened to him to this day. Charles McCuller left his home in Virginia on January 8 of 1975 on the trip of a lifetime. He was 19 years of age at that time. He was going to travel the national parks and take photographs from interesting events. He was a really reliable son who called his parents routinely to explain where he was and what he was doing. He made calls to his parents on January 16, 22nd, and the last call was on 27th while he was at a friend's residence in Oregon. On January 29th, he told his friends he was going to Crater Lake National Park to photograph the park in its winter element. He said he would return by 31st, and if he hadn't come by February 1st, they called the authorities. This was the last time his friends ever saw Charles. On February 1st of 1975, his friends called law enforcement and reported Charles as missing. The authorities and search and rescue team started their search and put Charles' picture everywhere in the area in case anyone saw him. Not long after doing this, a logger reported to police that he had given Charles a ride to the park entrance on January 30th. It's worth mentioning on January 31st, a heavy snow started to pour down which covered up any possible tracks from Charles. On February 10th, Charles' parents were notified he was missing, which is a surprise why it took so long to notify them. His father made 2 trips to the area and stated his frustration with the police for not cooperating. He believed his son was abducted. On the first trip, the father gave a list of items that Charles might have been carrying at the time. In early October of 1976, 9 months after Charles' disappearance, a group of hikers were well off the normal trails on the west side of the park. This is a very desolate area where nobody travels. They found a backpack and a scarf. They thought this was unusual. They searched the backpack, removed some items, and went to the main law enforcement office in the area and handed the items. One of these items was an odd-shaped Volkswagen car key, which one of the law enforcement rangers recognized it must belong to Charles, since he talked to Charles' father about the items Charles was carrying, and he described this car key. This was a clear sign that Charles might be in the area, so the rangers rode their horses to the area to search. They found the area based on the hikers' description. They got off their horses and walked down into a bowl-type area with a small creek. A fallen tree with a 4-foot diameter crossed the area and partially the creek. The rangers searched a small canyon that was there, but nothing was found. Once they reached the large tree, one of the rangers saw a pair of pants on the other side. The rangers explained as if you were standing straight up and melted straight down to your pants. The belt buckle and the pants snap were undone. One of the rangers reached down and found one broken leg bone in the right leg of the pants. It was broken in the middle and had blood on each end. There were no other bones in the pants. They looked under the pants and found Charles' socks with the small bones inside but no boots. On the other side of the fallen tree, they found a skull and a lower jawbone. The rangers did not find any large bones such as hips or shoulders. They never found his expensive camera equipment or his knife. The rangers couldn't understand why they didn't find Charles' boots, as they were heavier than the pants and it wouldn't wash away before the pants. The pants weren't shredded and there was no injury on the skull, so the idea that a bear or a wild animal did this seemed unlikely. What happened to Charles in the Crater Lake National Park remains a mystery to this day. The 2-year-old Jackie Copeland, his 3 sisters and parents went to a picnic at an oil company's property outside of Pleasantville, Pennsylvania, USA on May 4th of 1950. The family was enjoying some time with other people in the area when Jackie's 7-year-old sister told their father that Jackie was gone. At 1 p.m., the family started to look for the boy, and after a short period of time, other people at picnic started to look for him. Law enforcement was at the scene not long after and brought bloodhound dogs to find any scent of Jackie, but they didn't find any. At 8 a.m. the following morning of Jackie's disappearance, a man was searching outside of the main area in a location where oil repressuring plant was located. The area is surrounded by what many newspapers at the time called impassable swamps. As he was walking through the swamp, he accidentally saw Jackie looking around the side of a tree, almost peering. The searcher called his name and Jackie answered. Jackie was found over 2 miles from the picnic and across swamps that were deemed impassable by search coordinators. They took the boy to the hospital where he met his family. The doctor said he had some scratches on his body but was in a general good condition. They interviewed the boy later to get some ideas of how he got where he was found. They asked him why he left the picnic and he said he saw something peering at him from behind a big tree. When he approached, the creature scampered into the brush. He remembered his adventures was in blackness, peopled by a great throbbing giant, a tall, friendly tree, wild animals howling in the distance, and the unfamiliar shouts of strangers prowling nearby. The 2-year-old didn't expand much after that and he said he believed he slept through the night.